What's up, Stat Family? Told you we was coming back with another. We got Larry Bird, the baddest man ever to shoot a basketball, NBA legends. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let get it. I'll be ready. I'll be excited to watch it too. I don't be faking. You know, I'm going at Big Bird live.
So the hick from French Lick.
He proudly dubbed himself the Hick from French Lick.
Who'd ever thought that that little blonde-headed boy would go on and be what he was?
Trying not to torch something. Yeah. Big Bird, real legend.
At the other forward, in his 7th year from Indiana State, number 33, Larry Bird.
When you got here out of Indiana State, there's a story about when it dawned on you that you could be more than just a very good player, but you could be somebody who really mattered in the history of this league.
Bird is making all the passes. How about that?
Oh, he's amazing. Quickly ahead to Bird. Behind the back move. Dumps it to Parrish.
What a pass by Larry!
Rebound to Bird.
Look at that pass! Oh, what a show! Oh, what a show!
Make no sense. Dude was doing this in 80. 79 to 80. It's crazy. Real legend, man.
Back in the Bird, the ball away is gone.
If you don't play for the Boston Celtics, you never played professional basketball. This is what basketball is all about.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. What a play by Bird.
Dude out here making game-winning steals and game-winning passes. I'm done.
When I played, Larry Bird was the only one I feared. A lot of black guys always ask me, could Larry Bird really play that good? I said, man, Larry Bird was so good, it's frightening.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Double team at Bird. Larry, fake. Ball away. All right!
He was a cold-blooded killer.
Definitely. Then a torture and they act like he ain't torture you.
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird, Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
Bird.
Showtime.
Larry Bird. That was his own shot.
Being bright. Made no sense. Made no sense how much he was torching the league, for real. Real legend. Never get old.
To Bird.
Look at this.
He was playing
playing chess and everybody else was playing checkers. He was 3 moves ahead of everybody else. And you never knew what he was going to do, but you knew it was going to be something special.
Bird steals it. See it coming, and look at the pass to McHale.
Isn't that beautiful?
He would do a head fake, or he would do this, and the guy would turn, and he would just fake the crap out of guys.
After watching him play, I said, somebody went into a cave in French Lick, Indiana, found this cake of ice, started chipping away, and out popped this prehistoric old-time basketball player. He played like the old-timers played.
Red Auerbach selected him with the 6th pick in the NBA draft.
I can remember somebody telling me I was just drafted by the Boston Celtics, and I was saying, what are you talking about? I had absolutely no clue that they even had a draft that day.
I said to Red, Red, why would you draft this guy, Bird, and you know he's not going to play for this season?
1978, Red drafted Indiana State junior Larry Bird, even though Bird had decided to stay in school for his senior year.
It was odd that they drafted a player that they couldn't have right away. It was more frustration for the fans to have to wait a year.
And there were many who wondered whether Bird would be worth the wait.
I came in to the league. You know, I played a small town. I did very well, and everybody always said, you didn't play against anybody. I went to Indiana State, same thing.
White guy, Indiana State, can't jump, can't run.
He was not fast, he was not quick. I was Larry Bird's biggest skeptic.
The first time I saw Larry Bird was actually in a magazine. Saw his stats. Blown away by his stats. But let's see if he can really do it against us.
But in his senior year, Bird began to convince the doubters. He would single-handedly lead the unknown Sycamores to the NCAA finals.
Once people saw him play, there were no doubts. We were watching Indiana State games here in Boston. Local TV made sure that they got their games because the Celtics were so bad. And he began to embody and represent hope.
We came down a couple times. I go behind my back, no look to him. He no look back to me. And I'm laying it up. I'm saying, oh, man.
There's that last play. Magic Johnson going in, drops off the Bird. Bird puts it back off inside to Johnson. Super basket.
This guy got game. Winning College Player of the Year, Bird's career as the 5th all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division I history.
He came to a game, and everybody started standing up clapping, and I'm thinking, like, what in the hell is going on here? This guy didn't even play the game. They don't even know what he's about, but they just think that, you know, he's going to be the difference.
What does that mean?
Well, you know, it's very hard to say. But
he ran away from that designation. He made it very clear, almost from day one, that he was not the Great White Hope.
You know, the great players are the black players, and they're the best.
Finally, Red's vision would become reality when Bird became a Celtic.
Everything's starting to fall into place. I hope you all realize this. We got Larry.
Such deference meant little to black Celtics like Curtis Rowe, Sidney Wicks, and Cedric Maxwell, who looked at Bird and saw not the Great White Hope, but another case of Great White Hype.
1 or 2 little moves, and we're ready to go.
He didn't impress me no more than any white guy I've ever seen play before. I think that you would say that most black players at the time were racist, in the sense that we did not think that you could find a white guy who could play better than any black guy.
So when I came in the league, there was a lot of doubters. Yeah. And, you know, with my mentality, I thought, well, I'll go in there and, you know, I'll just do my best to get better.
I'm thinking, oh, he's slow, he can't get off a shot. He's not that strong. This is going to be a layup. Bam, knocks down the jump shot. Maybe that was luck.
It was blowing my mind because he's dominating Jack Givens, Player of the Year in college basketball. Larry Bird is eating him alive.
Torture. Gets the ball again. Bam, knocks down another jump shot. Now I'm thinking like, okay, hey, you know what? I'm gonna D this guy up. I'm gonna show him his life. 20 feet away. Bam. 25 feet away. Bam.
Larry had the greatest step back I ever saw. You know, because he would give you to you on your left, and then he would step back and let it go. And then he had, again, every time I talk about his shot, you know, when you see a pretty ball rolling in the air,
Bird now cuts free.
Dude had a whole package. Before there was a package. I'm done, man.
And the rest of the fellas are sitting there going, hey, the boy, man, what can you say?
Out of my mind just goes, damn, this white guy can play.
And I think what America saw in this guy was somebody who really didn't see race.
He doesn't see race. He really doesn't. Southern Indiana, the home, by the way, of the modern Ku Klux Klan. How he managed not to be affected by the cultural milieu that he grew up in is, I think, a miracle. To me, it's inexplicable.
When I was in the 7th, 8th grade, I always had this passport there that a lot of the guys that worked at the hotel would be over there, and they always let me play in their games. They were all black players.
Legendary.
Of course, the waiters, the hotel would be over there, black. And they let me play. You know, I always looked at that as I got an opportunity to play against a black man, and they treated me good. I couldn't wait to play against the best, and at that time, they were the best. I wonder when these guys are going to start playing hard, you know? So, Emil, we went out to eat one night, and Emil Carr told me, he goes, man, you're going to be really good in this league. And I said, really? And I said, yeah, but you guys ain't playing. He goes, oh, yeah, we're playing. He said, they're talking about it. I think you're going to be pretty good.
We will see other, American, Caucasian, I suppose, European American.
There's one guy in NBA history that averages 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 66 points career.
And I can name you in
Superstars. Eventually, we'll see more than one. Stephen A. Smith.
I'm not so sure.
He was a basketball genius. He'd be a step ahead. Larry wasn't quick, couldn't jump really high, but there was just some sleepless nights.
Bird takes the ball. It's gone. It is gone.
Bounce, Bird. Nice tip to McHale.
He had a mind that was like a camera. He had the best hand-eye coordination, maybe, of anybody that ever played basketball.
The rebound to Bird. Look at that pass.
I never saw a man play a better game of basketball, ever. That's the greatest individual performance. I would love just that tape to be shown to every high school and college coach, or every pro coach now, just everybody, just say, this is the greatest, this is how, you can't play basketball better than that. You can't.
The D.
Now they clear aside for Larry.
Damn step. Damn step.
This guy was going to do one thing almost every night that really spun your head around.
Hale picks up Rodney McRae on a switch. Sampson guarded by Bird, but Bird doing a good job against him. Traveling called against Ralph.
Bird goes to the floor for it. This game is Larry Bird.
Hale charged for it. He goes down. Larry Bird dives for a loose ball and gets it to McHale.
And you look at the numbers, and it's like 29, 10, and 12, something like that. But it wasn't like he didn't shoot lights out. His PER wasn't the best of any Bird performance, but just being in the arena for that game and the way he played and how he was just everywhere on the court, you're like a free safety.
Here he was out there with a quarter of black guys out there talking trash with him.
Just freaking maniac for 3.5 quarters. I've never seen anybody have an imprint on that game, scoring less than 30 points.
Bird averaged 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists to beat Magic for Rookie of the Year honors.
Make no mistake, Magic Johnson, I will end you.
Hakeem Olajuwon throws it right into the hands of Bird. There's a 4-on-1 break for the Celtics, and outside shot is missed by Robert Reed. Aims to Bird.
To sum this up, let me ask you this. Is it fair for me to believe that even black fans, after a while, were perfectly willing to acknowledge that Larry Bird was the baddest white boy ever to shoot a basketball?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Oh, that's easy. I mean, I can tell you right now.
I never saw anybody, including Michael, obviously a vastly superior individual defensive player than Larry ever was, but not that day. Larry Bird read every play. He read every one of the minds of the Rockets before they made a move.
Larry Bird could walk, literally in his heyday. He could walk into any black neighborhood in America.
Little finds an opening.
And they'd be like, hey, that's Larry Bird. Come on over, you know, because he could ball. He could ball. And Dominique Wilkins, you know, said it best. That's a bad boy and what have you.
Dominique Wilkins versus Larry Bird.
That's a good one. Going against a guy with a competitive edge like you've never seen. And a guy that you couldn't make mistakes against because he would find a way to hurt you.
And not only that, let's give Larry Bird profound respect. When you could play, first of all, when Larry Bird sat up there and said he didn't see color, I want everybody to know it was truly believable in the black community. Everybody looked it up. Oh, we believe that because Larry Bird didn't care. You could either play or you couldn't.
That don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean anything to me. It never has. I don't know why. I mean, am I doing something wrong here?
He'll be jumping against Olajuwon and giving up a few inches, to say the least. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bird makes the three into the air. Follows. No basket.
You know, and Larry Bird would give it to you. And I'm going to tell you something else. When he got into that fight with Dr. J,
in a game against the 76ers in 1984.
Bird's hard nose was never more visible than during a 1984 game with the 76ers when he took issue with Dr. J.
folks in the black community weren't mad at him. They respected him for it because we found out why.
Bird found himself matched up against Julius Erving and dominated him. As he scored point after point, Bird kept repeating two numbers to Dr. J. The number of points Bird had and the number of points Erving had. By the end of the third quarter, those two numbers had become 42 and 6. 42 points for Bird, 6 for Erving.
I was up 38-6. That's how I summarize it.
When Dr. J yacked him, you know.
Larry was complaining to the refs, and I was complaining to the refs. And the next time down the court, he got in my face.
At this point, Danny Ainge claims that Bird told Erving to retire.
Why? What happened? How could the doctor, Julius Erving, resort to violence? Why would he do this?
I don't want to get into the details, but I wasn't happy with the way things were going on.
Only if you knew that Larry Bird was a world-class taunter and provocateur.
And then we found out it's because Bird said, I'm going to hit this J right here. I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna put this in your face right here. I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. And then he did it.
Would you understand what happened next?
I felt like he was going to hit me, you know. So my hands went up and his went up.
Which led to this.
You know, but he's my boy, and I tell you, we went through a lot of battles together, and we won a lot of games. We won a lot of games on his IQ and on his toughness.
Bird fights Kareem, swings the elbow, and now is yelling at Larry Bird.
You could never back down.
Jaw to jaw.
Once you do, people look at you different. You had to stand up for everything you believed in, and even if it's on playing basketball, if somebody took the gloves off and wanted to go, you had to go. If you didn't, there's no use playing.
Larry Bird is no hick, believe me.
Larry Bird and that toughness.
That dude was one tough guy.
We were like, oh, that's why he hit you. Oh, well, damn, Doc, something wrong with you. You should have stopped him. That's how we were thinking about it. We like, and we know we love Julius Erving, but you couldn't take anything away from Bird. Bird was a bad somebody.
Larry Bird was the baddest son of a gun on the planet.
He was the bad man long before Aaron Rodgers ever came along. He was a bad. Larry Bird was the truth.
I couldn't wait to call home and tell my boys, man, this dude named Larry Bird is for real. This is the baddest white dude I've ever seen in my life.
Ain't no question about that.
And there hasn't been anything like him since either.
No. Dirk, give Dirk Nowitzki some props though, because Dirk has hit a lot of big shots in his career. He just hasn't been to the finals but twice.
For my money, Larry Bird's the greatest big man in terms of shooting the ball ever.
The All-Star game is in Dallas, the first three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. And then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
Some pure trash talking and just general bravado. And the theatrics of it all was made for Larry.
And Larry would back up his boast by not only winning the contest, but blowing away the competition with a phenomenal shooting display.
That check's had my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing, and my teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
Bird would luck out again the next year, but in 1988, it looked like his luck had finally run out.
He certainly doesn't have that normal Bird rhythm going for him. Seconds remaining, has only 7, has to be 15.
That's 8, make it 9, and 10, and 11 as we're counting. 13, he's still got to drop one here quickly. 14, this is a tie for the money.
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle.
I'll take that guy and take my chance over anybody else.
Over Dirk?
Over Dirk, absolutely. I'd take Larry Bird over Dirk Nowitzki because Dirk is a great shooter. Larry Bird was a break-your-heart shooter.
That's the problem. How about anything like him, born and raised in the USA?
No.
No.
There's only one Larry Bird.
That's right.
Harris. And Wiggins fighting Bird. Feeds McHale.
The first game, I just remember so vividly, they announced Larry Bird's name, and somebody from one of the top tiers threw out a dub, and it flew around the building.
Larry Bird has it. They have gotten the ball into his hands. Bird gets the ball and starts making his own against the defense. He makes something good happen.
Yes. Oh, that was incredible. Yes, it flew across the guard.
He just made that pass?
That was unbelievable. This was really the unleashing of Larry Bird.
And Bird would pay immediate dividends.
Bird coming over the goal. Sampson gets the rebound. The leading rebounder is Bird. Leading playmaker Bird. And here's Johnson leading 88.
No one was questioning Red's move any longer, and Larry Bird had found all the qualities of Celtic greatness. Embodied in one player, a player who combined talent with tenacity.
That fierceness.
Leadership, big game, clutch shooting.
I think Larry was the mystique. I think Larry was the confidence. The parquet floor and the championship banners didn't mean anything if Larry Bird wasn't on the court with us.
He dive on the floor. He do whatever it takes. He was the most self-motivated player I ever saw.
Bird had revitalized not only the franchise, but also its fans.
Just lifting a whole franchise that was a storied franchise back to greatness.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Bird wants a three-er.
Larry Bird is one of the greatest players of all time. There's no doubt about it. But not only was he an amazing player, he was an incredible trash talker. And according to many previous NBA legends that played against Larry Bird, he was the greatest trash talker of all time.
Who is the best crap talker of all time?
Larry Bird.
You reckon?
Larry Bird was the best of all time. You probably know this, Dan, but Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against.
Bird was so self-confident that he was known to waltz up to the opponent's bench before tip-off and predict a 40-point performance for himself. Then he would drop 40 on them, which is pretty insane.
You know, so he shot one, and I mean, I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, Scott, you're a little too late. So we playing him in the last play. He says to James Worthy, he said, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there in that corner. He said, they're going to set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play.
40,000 eyes on Larry Bird because they knew he was going to get the ball. And we knew it, our opponents knew it, now it's just up to them to stop him.
He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ?
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a three.
And made it.
It's like, are you effing kidding me?
There was some pretty crazy Larry Bird trash talking stories.
Bird used to tell people, I remember he told me a story about Xavier McDaniel. He said,
X-Man, yeah.
X, I'm going to get the ball right here. I'm going to shoot a jumper right in your face.
He said, you know I'm going to get it. I said, I know I'm going to be waiting. And he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face. 10
seconds. Bird has the basketball. Look out. 2 seconds on the clock.
And then he got the ball and shot it right in his face.
Yeah.
And Bird says to X,
I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock.